All right, we'll give it a little bit here. All right, so let's see how many people we are going to get tonight. Yes, I know it's just me. Everybody calm down. I promise this is just temporary. So I wasn't able to leave my apartment tonight, as you guys can see. So Christian and I are currently trying to work through. Again, this has all been a moving target. We're all new to this live streaming and this podcast, so you're gonna have to hold on for us for a little bit. Christian's trying to sort out through some of the technical difficulties, so I'm kind of hoping that he'll be able to pop in here. But if not, you guys are stuck with me again tonight. So I know he's watching through the comments, but I wanted to, of course, get on here so we could start at our usual time. And man, guys, oh man, we are in for a finale. Now, of course, we knew that, Mando, it wasn't, not every episode was going to be just some amazing thing. I mean, there was going to be some episodes that were going to be kind of like, whether they're fillers, whether they're, like just okay. This last episode was really good. We'll definitely start to dive into that in a little bit. But of course, like we always do, I'm going to start off with some of the new products that are going to be coming out here. There was quite a bit, at least in my opinion, there were quite a bit of good releases this past Mando Monday. I'm really excited, like what I saw. And I was tasked too with coming up with a top 10 Black Series. And because today's has been such a crazy day, I wasn't able to make my top 10 Black Series list of 2020, which I was really looking forward to sharing with you guys. So I apologize with that. Figs and Bricks, I don't know if he's on here, but you know what? I think him and a couple others, they tasked me with making this list. So I'm really going to have to sit down and think about it before I can give this to you guys. So either I'm going to post it on our page or maybe, I'll do it on like next week's segment. So for now, let's go through some of the releases that came out. I see that somebody is upset Christian's not here. Yeah, he's not here. So we had to actually do this separately today. I was busy. So unfortunately, we're trying to do a split screen. He's hopefully going to be joining in a little bit if you can figure out how to kind of work through all this. But this will be good too, because moving forward, especially now that Mando's winding down and we're getting ready for the finale tomorrow, we will be doing a lot more interviews, different content. We're going to really be bringing a lot more. So even though Mando's ending, we're going to start stepping outside of our comfort zone here, and we're going to start, starting conversations like way outside. Oh, there you go. He's currently controlling the comments, like I said. So anything you see from C2's Cantina, that's Christian. So, alrighty. New products. Here we go. So, because, I'm Black Series. Christian, I want you to drop some comments in there. If, wow, y'all have an obsession with Christian. Jeez. Drop some comments in here if I leave anything out for Legos. I know some of you Lego people are going to want to hear if there's any new releases. I didn't see any, but, oh, Darth Blaze is in the house. What's up, man? All right, here we go. So, Star Wars Black Series. We finally got some new Black Series. I'm very nervous about this episode. I know I am too. We're going to get into that. Don't worry. So Star Wars Black Series, they finally dropped, guys, Bo-Katan. You saw the story on C2's Cantina on Instagram. I posted it. Woo, what a great way to wake up this past Monday. I was loving it. I loved every bit of it. I think the paint apps already just from the pictures look amazing. So I already pre-ordered that. I cannot wait. I might get two, and I don't usually do that, but I might get it just because I need one for my Mando shelf and then one for my Clone Wars era shelf. So there's that. And then they also announced a new archive wave, which is going to be awesome. So that had, I believe, a re-release of the Scarif Trooper. They had a re-release of the Tusken Raider, which I know that one's a big one, especially now that there was, the Tuskens in the season premiere of Mando. Then I know you guys were probably going to want to go and try to grab a couple of those, because if you try to buy the first release edition, it's quite expensive to say the least. So yeah, I might even get myself an extra one. Trooper in there, and then I'm trying to remember if you guys remember, if I'm leaving anything out, you guys can drop it in the comments. But I think that's all they had for that wave. We're gearing up to get ready next week for the Commander Cody and Thrawn archive wave to come out. It's going to be hitting Target store, so I'm super excited. I cannot wait to go and get some of those. I have my calendar set, even though it's Christmas Eve. Probably get up early that day since I don't have to work, and try to we'll see, try to get them. I don't know, maybe knowing my targets, they're probably not even going to get them on time, because Target kind of can, they're very hit or miss, especially in South Florida. We're like usually last to get everything. So if you guys are not in Florida and you live somewhere a little farther north or west of here, you're probably going to have better luck on the 24th. So that's it for Black Series. Again, like I said, Christian, if there's any Legos that I missed, just drop them in the comments, and you guys can just keep an eye on that. And then I saw there was a couple of new releases for Galaxy's Edge, which I thought was cool, because we haven't gotten some new Galaxy's Edge releases other than those lightsabers that sold out within like the first day. So there is a Patty Frog Sipper that's now available at Galaxy's Edge. It's basically a cup that you can get, I think, at any of the stands that they have in Galaxy's Edge. If you go to any of the restaurants or the cantina, they're going to be selling those. If you guys don't know, you can go and look at Kylo Collector, his page. He posted pictures of it, but it looks really cool. I'm really excited to see like kind of what that looks like in person when I go back to Galaxy's Edge. I might actually get it. I usually just pass on some of that stuff, but it looks pretty cool. It's supposed to, I think, look like that bowl that Jabba smokes out of in Return of the Jedi. So thought that was a nice little twist. And then also they have, I don't know if I'm saying this right, but a Dianoga puppet. So again, you're gonna have to look at Kylo Collector or Yak Face's page to see this, but it's like this one-eyed creature. It honestly looks kind of cool, and it looks like the packaging is almost like it looks almost like a tank, which is kind of a nice touch. But I don't know if it's anything I'll be picking up when I go, but it's kind of cool. So if you like it, that's just keep an eye out for it. You can always look and see if you want it to add to your collection. That's pretty much it. So as far as releases on my end, that's pretty much all I have. Let's see, what did Christian say? Yep, your bachelor party weekend. Ooh, this boy's getting married in March, so he's about to be tied down. No, man, I'm super happy for you. I can't wait. Marriage it can be tough at times, but it's a beautiful thing, especially when you're spending the rest of your life with the person you love most in the world. So that'll be a great bachelor party too. I had my bachelor party in downtown Disney, or as it's now called Disney Springs, but any of the OG people that live in Florida know that it's still downtown Disney. I don't care what you tell me. I'm pretty sure Disneyland in California, they have their own downtown area, and they still call that one downtown Disney. But yeah, no. So, all right, I got to keep my eye off the comments, because I'm just going to like totally lose my train of thought. I'm going to stick to the notes here. I honestly, as far as product releases, I'm really looking forward to some of those like Black Series that they announced. But that's pretty much it. As far as Disney news goes, you guys, obviously we addressed it last week. Disney Plus, like they are going to be focusing hard on their Disney Plus and growing that platform. I believe I saw they're going to be launching a Disney Plus Premium. So some of the movies that they plan on streaming, or I should say releasing at the movie theaters, you'll be able to actually be a Disney Plus Premier user. And then I think that's a subscription that you obviously have to pay into. That's going to be a little bit more than the traditional $6.99 a month. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that the $6.99 price is going to go up to $7 or $8.99 a month. So that was to be expected, especially the more content that Disney Plus releases. They see that this is a great opportunity to kind of make up for some of the lost money that they had from this tough 2020. So, they've had that whole slate of shows, and since our last discussion, we've gotten a little bit more detail on which each one is. I personally do think, and I thought this when I saw some of the lineup for the Star Wars shows that are coming out, that the Rangers of the New Republic will be Cara Dune's spinoff. I don't think she's going to die tomorrow. I could be wrong, but I don't think she's going to die tomorrow. I think they're going to actually use it maybe to help send her off into her own way, and she can maybe be the main star of that show, but we'll see. I don't really know what to expect. So obviously we have the Star Wars shows, Ahsoka, which I'm going to get into that a little bit. That's the one I really want to dive into because, as far as last episode of Mando, like there's a couple things that maybe I want to just point out, but other than that, I don't really have too much to say, maybe just a few predictions. And I want to keep the bulk of the discussion tonight based on the article that I read last week, which I thought was really interesting about the Ahsoka show. So let's, with Star Wars, with those Disney Plus shows, there looks like a pretty awesome lineup. I mean, again, that timeline is going to be even more filled than it already is. So we'll have to see how it all turns out. Hopefully each project's great. And then obviously on the Marvel side, as you guys know, I'm a big Marvel fan myself. I know Christian's more DC, but since I'm here right now, I'll share with you some of the Marvel shows that they're going to be coming out with. She-Hulk, Falcon and Winter Soldier, WandaVision, Moon Knight. They're going to be coming out with Miss Marvel. There's a ton. I think Ironheart down the line. Some of these are slated for a couple years from now, but they're definitely planning on expanding the MCU through Disney Plus as well. So that'll be really interesting to see, what they're going to do moving forward in the MCU as well. So let's go into the Mando Chapter 15, kind of my initial reactions. So again, because Christian's not here, other than in the chat box, I'm going to just kind of have to go with some quick notes and some quick thoughts that I found really interesting. First thing that popped out, we got Mayfield, and we know that he was formerly an Imperial, I don't know if he was like an officer or just an Imperial worker, but he was working at that like junkyard that was basically in an Imperial jail. So I thought that was kind of cool when they tried to pull him out. We sort of know that they foreshadowed that in Chapter 14. So I think that Mayfield was really great in this past episode. And it was kind of cool too, because again, they're sort of going more down the lines of the anti-hero. Not really so much fighters of the Republic or good guys, as you'd call them, but, maybe more of kind of I don't know. I mean, I guess the anti-hero. I mean, he like doesn't love the New Republic, but he hates the Empire. And we kind of know why now, because at the end, he kind of mentioned like he ran into one of his former officers, and that whole thing didn't go down so well, and he kind of had a lot of hate towards him because he had a lot of friends that obviously died in some of the wars that were fought. So that was a cool twist. But the first thing that I noticed, aside from the fact that we were going to get Mayfield, which was kind of, again, foreshadowed, Boba Fett's armor, that was such a badass repaint. Oh man, and have I seen people literally resculpting and customizing the shit out of their 6 scale figures and their Black Series figures. I haven't personally seen any Lego customs yet, but I'm sure they're out there. If any of you guys are Lego fans, I'm sure you caught it or have seen some of them if that's the case. But yeah, man, I love what they did with the repaint. Really, really slick. I think it's the coolest looking Boba Fett armor that we've gotten so far, because, we're so used to seeing his armor kind of with that rustic look. But I don't know. I really liked it. So, and then I would say, as good as this last episode was, probably would lean on the side of this. It was really good, but I mean, I don't know if it lives up to the expectations that were kind of like way too high, honestly, after seeing Ahsoka appear for the first time, and then seeing Bo-Katan, and then seeing Boba Fett return in Slave One. I mean, that like setup for us was awfully difficult to top. So, but I'd say for a quote unquote more of a filler episode, it was pretty dang good, and it was like this whole season has been very action packed. So I really can't ask for much more. And even though I didn't love it like I did some of the other ones, I really liked it. I did. I thought it was very good. Thought it was really well done. I think they're making the Empire look more badass than ever. And I loved seeing the Scarif troopers kind of make like a return. I don't know. I've heard people use a couple names for them, like Beach Troopers, Scarif Troopers. I think there's one more name too that somebody threw around, but I don't remember. And that's pretty much it. I mean, overall, I think it's going to be setting up for an awesome finale tomorrow. And I really think that we're going to get ready to get that duel between Moff Gideon and Din Djarin. And what I'm really looking forward to, aside from the duel itself and the action I think that's about to go down, is obviously looking thing that we know is pretty badass. So, and it's able to take blows from any lightsaber or anything of that sort with a kyber crystal. So get ready for, I believe, what's going to be an awesome showdown between Moff Gideon and Din Djarin. I'm skeptical. I don't know if they're going to reclaim the child. Again, we spent so much time going over predictions of what was going to happen last week that I honestly feel comfortable that we've covered pretty much everything we could for the rest of, both last episode and then for this finale. But I don't think they're going to end up getting the child back. That's me personally. Not sure what you guys think. Christian, I don't know. You can chime in if you disagree. I can't remember what you said. I know we've made so many predictions. It's like tough to keep track of everything. But we'll have to see where the child is at the end of it all. The interesting thing too, which is going to be kind of cool, was they didn't really leave us with a true cliffhanger at the end of last season. We obviously had Moff Gideon like cut open the ship with the Darksaber, which was really cool. I don't know. I mean, I thought that was cool, but it wasn't really like a true cliffhanger. This season, I could see leaving us with a lot more, like wanting even more than we've already gotten. So, in other words, like we've kind of mentioned before, maybe they show up, that Jedi that Grogu called out to through the Force is going to show up, and we're only going to see a color of his lightsaber or something like that. They're going to probably tease fans, I think, with whatever it is. And I don't know. Let's see. What did Christian say? I still think a character dies. Definitely going to be a cliffhanger. I should have stuck with my gut. I don't think we see Bo-Katan again this season. I do think we're going to see her tomorrow. And I think Cobb Vanth will come back next season. Yeah, I agree with that, Christian. I definitely would say probably a better bet to see Cobb Vanth in next season, which we know has an official release date, I believe, Christmas of 2021. So it's going to be even longer of a wait. So the cliffhanger, we are going to be left for a full year really wanting more. So that's going to suck. That is going to suck. But you know what? It's going to be worth it. Yeah, I definitely still am going to stick with my gut. I think Bo-Katan will show up in this next episode. I don't know to what extent, if she'll be in it for the majority of it, just a piece of it. Maybe I'm wrong and not at all, but we'll have to see. I mean, that's just the fun of it. Let's see. What else did you think? And I think we won't know the Jedi who knows Grogu's call, who heard Grogu's call. It's going to tease it, but I don't think we will see him or her. Yeah, I think it could go either way, honestly. I always go back to the fact that we didn't know there was going to be a baby Yoda type character until we saw the first episode of Mando. So they've done a good job of hiding things, and there's been a lot of rumor that if somebody's going to play a younger Luke, if it is Luke that does show up, that it's going to be it's probably going to be Sebastian Stan, which if any of you guys are Marvel fans, you know that he is the Winter Soldier in the MCU. good actor. And if you look at it, he actually looks a lot like Mark Hamill did when he was younger. So we'll see. I don't know. That would be kind of an interesting twist. Again, I can't wait to hear and see what everybody thinks about the finale. I'll be posting on it on our Instagram page, kind of my first thoughts and reactions, spoiler free, of course. And that's pretty much all I have tonight as far as a preview. I mean, we're gonna be in for quite an epic duel, I think, and just an overall pretty badass episode. Christian says, we knew about Tamora and other casting prior. So yeah, Tamora Morrison is Boba Fett. Also, the fact that Hayden is back for Kenobi gives the possibility we see his Force Ghost again in some series. Yeah, I think so. I had said if there's one Force Ghost that comes to Grogu and it's not like a real living being or Jedi, I said that it would be Anakin. So that would be interesting to see if I'm right on that one. And we all know the big thing that I stuck by, my big prediction at the beginning of the season was that, they were going to be successful. Like Moff Gideon would take the child successfully. Din Djarin would take him back, and then basically Moff Gideon would hire Boba Fett because, as we know, Boba Fett's not really loyal to anybody but who pays him or he owes a debt to. I said he would hire Boba Fett to go try to hunt down Mando and kill him or find them and capture them. So we'll see if that's still going to be a possibility. There's still something I don't trust about Boba Fett. The fact that he does work for himself, to me, just kind of foreshadows the fact that like he could switch on a dime. And he became famous as kind of a commissioned bounty hunter from the Empire and Darth Vader. So it's tough. It's tough to say. I hope, honestly, I've really kind of grown fond of this like more anti-hero Boba Fett versus the more empirical side of Boba Fett. Let's see, what does Christian say? Also, I think I got the dual live stream working. You will need to call me on Skype after this. Ooh, that's good. So maybe not for this episode, but for episodes moving forward, if we have to do this when we're not side by side, which is so sad. No, I can't look at Christian's muscles up close. So what good is it? But no, so I mean that'll be good for us moving forward in the channel. And then, like I said, we're going to be starting to branch out in some of the content that we're sharing with all you guys. So it's going to help a lot when we have people that are on the live stream in other places. Some people that are pretty well known in the collecting community. I've already got kind of on speed dial. So gotten a lot of interest of people wanting to come on the show. And Figs and Bricks, I want to give you, I know his name's Tyler. Tyler, we've never met in person. Maybe one day we will. I know you live on the West Coast, bud. But him and I always chat on Instagram. He's a great guy. He sold me some figures before. But he's a big Black Series collector. And also he collects a lot of Hot Toys and Sideshow. And we thought it would be awesome to maybe get together at some point at the beginning of the year. Because, 2021 is kind of almost a time of new beginnings for pretty much this whole world. And so that's not going to be anything new for this channel either. Like, we're going to be trying to do some new things as well. So him and I were chatting on Instagram, and we thought it would be fun to do a preview of the Black Series that are coming out for 2021, as well as doing just kind of a prediction of potential releases that have been announced. So whether that be Black Series or Hot Toys or Sideshow. So that'll probably be a separate episode in itself, but definitely look for announcements on that. And also, I'll give you guys a sneak peek. I won't play my cards super close to my chest. And, don't take my word for it yet, because a lot of these people are very busy. They already have a lot of prior commitments because they are very popular within the collecting community. I have reached out to Mike Perez, who is the OG Geek. A lot of you guys know. He's really interested on coming on the show and doing kind of more of like a one-on-one. Christian and I guess it'd be more of a two-on-one. But, we can ask him. He's got a new documentary coming out If you don't follow him, I would highly suggest going on Instagram and YouTube and following him. He's got a lot of subscribers and puts out some awesome hunt videos and content. So he's got a documentary coming out called Growing Up Sucks. And unfortunately, the filming of it was delayed a little bit because of COVID. This whole dynamic has really thrown everything off. So he's just trying to get kind of caught up on that. But we would love to bring him on the show and ask him a little bit more about that. And then he's also a big Star Wars fan. So that would be just ideal for this channel. Also, I have, I've gone on a few hunts with him and gotten to know him a little bit better. And that is Seth Bear with What's Poppin'. He's with MCE. So if you guys follow any of those guys on YouTube, they are a huge, huge collecting community. They have a boatload of followers. They've now gone basically global. I know Seth told me personally, he's reached out and, he's okay. Christian's got another possibility. Okay. All right. Well, I can't wait to hear it. I think he said that he's had people from different countries reaching out to him and telling him about it, how much they love his content and how much they love MCE's, the channel. So I'm trying to get Seth on here. Him and I want to do, hopefully at the beginning of the new year, hopefully we're going to do a separate show, aside from the typical Thursday night that Christian and I do. We want to do a Marvel Phase 4 preview because he's a huge Marvel fan. I'm a big Marvel fan, and we think it would only be appropriate to give you guys some awesome content on that. Plus, I really want to spread the word and get C2's Cantina to the next level. I know Christian and I both want that. So I know you guys have been really, really awesome and gracious with sharing us on your stories on Instagram and any social media platforms, which has been awesome. Really appreciated that. We're still not where we want to be subscription-wise, both on Instagram and YouTube, but we will get there. So I think bringing these guys on, I think between their profile and just between their company, I mean, they're genuinely solid guys. I think there's a lot there that's going to be good to look forward to for the channel, and maybe bring in some more people that haven't heard about us yet. So there's like a little preview. I really didn't have that planned tonight, but I figured I would give you guys, as the viewers, something to look forward to as we begin to turn the page to next year. Man, it really is a new beginning for a lot of people, including myself. I'm really excited. I actually just signed an offer to join a new company in a new job role. So I'm really excited. I know that was super random, but I mean, I figured since we're on this whole, turning the page to 2021 vibe, I'd share that as well. So I'm really excited with that opportunity. So that's pretty much it as far as Mando. I hope you guys enjoy the season finale tomorrow. That's pretty much it as far as previews for our channel coming up. And really what I wanted to focus tonight's episode on is the Ahsoka series that they announced last week. And we had addressed it a bit. They had the initial logo, and it was interesting because and then I read this article on, of course, you could probably guess it, Inside the Magic. I like a lot of their stuff that they publish. They're usually fairly solid. Like that multiverse that we saw, that we got used to in Star Wars Rebels, assuming you guys have all seen Star Wars Rebels. And, sorry if you haven't seen Rebels all the way through yet, there's going to be some spoilers coming up here, but with what I'm about to say. But Ezra sort of travels into this multiverse and basically rescues Ahsoka from her duel with Darth Vader. We know that she originally had died from that duel, but he went into the multiverse and basically went into this different sense of time and grabbed her from that respective timeline and brought her into his current timeline. And so that's, and forgive me for, I can't remember what it was called exactly, this multiverse that they went into, but they're saying that this Ahsoka series is going to be used to do just that. That Ahsoka might go look like either back and forward in time to almost reset the sequel trilogy in the set of events that occurred after the fall of the Empire. So I think that'll be really interesting. I think we'll see Thrawn in her series. I think he'll probably play a fairly big part into it, and that's kind of what I was getting as well. I think, by the way, we could see Thrawn tomorrow. I think Moff Gideon is actually a servant for Thrawn. And I think I said that before, but I'm just going to reiterate that. So we'll revisit that idea if it comes true. But I think overall that the Ahsoka series, because they know the popularity of her character and what it means to Star Wars fans now that Clone Wars is officially over, man, I mean, that's it's if you're gonna reset it or try to find a unique and brilliant way, honestly, of fixing kind of the controversy or surrounding the sequel series, that's probably the best way to do it. I can't wait to see how they do it. If assuming this holds up, that is the case, I think, me personally, I mean, I don't know, first of all, why Disney would spend as much money to build Galaxy's Edge that's basically based around the sequel trilogy. If they plan on resetting it, like building on top of what they already have and making it kind of something more than it already is, I don't know. It wouldn't make much sense to me that they would dish out all this and then build this new Star Wars hotel that's supposed to be opening up, just to basically reset all the movies that Galaxy's Edge is predicated on. So that really doesn't match up to me. That's kind of the little bit of hesitation I have with fully buying into this rumor. I mean, for whatever it's worth, I know that they could have done Coruscant or Bespin, right? I know, right, Christian? That would have been nice. But I do kind of like the originality of Batuu and just kind of the vibe that surrounds Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. So for what it's worth, I don't know if, I mean, I know that it's controversial, you know, between character development, between plot line, between all the moving parts, the story development. I know there's a lot of people that do like it and don't like it. You guys know that I'm on the side of the do for the most part, with the exception of The Last Jedi. I overall really did like, and I love Rise of Skywalker, but overall I really did like the Skywalker sequels. So with that being said, I personally, listen, my opinion is if there's going to be one way they want to reset it, Ahsoka's the character to use when she goes into this multiverse. If this rumor holds true, this is who I'd want to do it. But overall, I mean, I kind of would be bummed out if they almost threw that out the window, the whole sequel trilogy, because I did like it. Because I did really love how J.J. Abrams was able to patch up Rise of Skywalker. I should say he was able to patch up The Last Jedi with the Rise of Skywalker in whatever controls he was given. Now, granted, for any of you guys that didn't love Rise of Skywalker, just keep in mind that J.J. Abrams was under, zero chance. So Christian says there's a 0% chance that they throw out the sequel trilogy, in his opinion. I mean, I agree with you more so than this article, but I don't know. There's been a lot of rumor that have been speculating around this as being, true. I think that's mostly wishful thinking on the fan side, just wanting to see that because, again, there's so much controversy surrounding it. But I don't know if it would be a smart idea to just throw it all out, especially because, I mean, for the people that did love it, like me, I genuinely would be a little bit disheartened if they just disregarded everything that they did. I mean, because honestly, I know George Lucas produced them, but the prequel trilogy was not very good. I mean, Revenge of the Sith was good. The acting wasn't the best, but Revenge of the Sith was really good, and the story was great. But the first two episodes, honestly, guys, I mean, I know to each their own, but I thought it kind of sucked, and it really lost me. I mean, I tried watching Attack of the Clones the other day, and I couldn't get past like the first 30 minutes. It was brutal between the lines and the acting. It kind of lost me. So I don't know. I mean, like, if you're going to reset the sequel trilogy, which I actually thought was better than the prequel trilogy overall, I think you would have to consider somehow resetting anything before, where Clone Wars takes place. So I don't know. I mean, we'll see how it all plays out. Rise of Skywalker, what I wanted to say was J.J. Abrams was only given so much time for the movie. He was basically, he said they gave him the reins for the most part. They gave him, somewhat of free range to kind of get creative with where he wanted to take the finale. There were a few precedents that Disney had set in place that they wanted J.J. Abrams to abide by. And he did, because, of course, they're his boss and they're Disney. I mean, they're going to do what they want to do at the end of the day. But, with that being said, I think, I don't know. We will, honestly, I don't know. I think he did a really good job with the time that he was given. It's like the Justice League. I lost my train of thought, by the way, because some stupid pop-up came up on my computer. But back to what I was saying, he had I'd like to say up to 2 hours, maybe just over 2 hours to have a final film piece put in place. And because Disney, they didn't want to go over, get into the 3 hour range, because that would mean they would have less showings in the theaters. And based on what they needed to make up, they wanted to make a lot of money, basically try to make back the losses from The Last Jedi with Rise of Skywalker. They had to come out with a product that would satisfy fans, but would also be short enough so where they can have multiple premieres in one day in each movie theater that they were to air at. So if we had gotten a full J.J. Abrams, an uncut version, I wonder what fans would say unanimously about Rise of Skywalker. I don't know. I mean, they could still hate it, but I think, or at least one day, people would probably consider that to be a lot better, of probably one of the best Star Wars movies, if not the best, since Empire Strikes Back. I mean, he already did a masterful job of trying to keep everything in place and make most sense for the most part with the time he was given. So I can't imagine if you were to give him a full 3 to 4 hours, because they did cut out quite a bit of time. He had said that himself. If they gave him that extra time that they cut out, how good it would actually be. Let's see what Christian has to say. To your point, Justice League is also getting redone with the original version for next year. It's supposed to be 4 hours long and rated R. They should have stuck with JJ all the way through, in my opinion. Totally. So, yeah, Justice League, of course, you guys know Zack Snyder is coming out with the uncut Justice League, and it's going to be rated R. They just basically announced that. And people are looking forward to it because it's completely different than the release in the theaters. So this film will be a lot different. It'll add a lot more context to the overall plot. So I think you're gonna see the narrative around the Justice League change big time. I mean, really big. People I know, especially DC fans, are really looking forward to it. And so with that being said, I mean, if this becomes successful, what's not to say that you don't maybe come out with an uncut version of Rise of Skywalker. I mean, I think to just scrap the sequel trilogy just like that in 2 to 3 years from now, I think that would be a foolish move on Disney's part. And they're basically backing out of what they thought would be great. And I think whether it's success or failure, you have to stand by your product. I mean, that's how you're going to make it better. So I don't know. I mean, and the more I think about it too, what would be the point of Mando and kind of the storyline they're building if they were just going to reset the sequel trilogy? Because what it seems to me is we're going to just, again, and I think Christian would agree with me, we're starting to see kind of how the dots are starting to connect from the fall of the Empire to the rise of the First Order, and how Snoke and Palpatine come into power. We know Snoke is basically a being of his own, but he's controlled by the Emperor, but he still nonetheless was his own person. I think, it starts with Grogu. they're using the Mandalorian to build out this time that it all makes sense. And so we're not left looking at the Rise of Skywalker like, how the hell did the Emperor survive that fall? Which, by the way, I'm sure you know by now, he's really a clone of the original Emperor Palpatine. So, there's a lot to look forward to. I think the more I think about it, I'm definitely more on Christian's side on this. I don't think they're going to reset the sequel trilogy. But if they are, I'm happy. It's going to probably be Ahsoka if they do decide to do something, or at least maybe change the narrative around it. So we will see. So with that being said, let me see. I'll go through the comments real quick to see if there's any questions that you guys asked that I might have missed. Let's see, maybe some comments too. Jared Shaw is super excited for the Acolyte. Yeah, so I think that's supposed to take place in the High Republic. I don't really know much about the High Republic yet, but I'm sure, a show kind of given in that area, I think it'll be great. I think it'll give fans a lot more context to the prequel trilogy, which, honestly, to this comment, I would say maybe the Acolyte they'll use to kind of beef up the pre-prequel era so that they can give the prequels even more context than they already have the Clone Wars. We know Bad Batch will kind of do that in the same sense of, the very beginning of the rise of the Empire. And, when they start to truly reign over the galaxy, we're going to start to see where the clones kind of went after that. When the clones fell and then, the stormtroopers basically became the main sense of, I should say, the main militia that the Empire uses to control the galaxy. So that'll be really interesting. I think they said the Acolyte's going to take place around 200 to 300 years prior to the Phantom Menace. So that will definitely be in an area and an era that is sort of uncharted territory. And so, I don't know if you guys remember, Christian and I had spent a good amount of time kind of talking about where Star Wars was going to go from here, aside from The Mandalorian. And I had said that the era that we're getting now with Mando would probably be the most interesting because there's still so much untold story there. And based on what I've seen, the majority of these new shows that Disney Plus is going to be releasing, the more I've researched this, they are going to, like, about 70 to 80% of them are going to be taking place right in that era. So that'll be really interesting to see kind of what they're able to add in this kind of gray period of Star Wars that's going to signify the sequel trilogy. So with all that being said, again, I think as much as maybe some people would love to see the sequel trilogy be reset, especially from the Ahsoka series, I don't think we're going to get it at the end of the day. But that's just a narrative we'll have to monitor as we go on through this channel and as more information starts to come out. So that's all I really have for you guys tonight. Let's see. Jared Shaw has another one. Going to live stream it. I'm assuming that you're referring to I'd like to say it was the thing that I mentioned earlier about having Tyler on. Yes, that will be live streamed. We're going to live stream a 2021 preview of the Black Series figures and some of the Hot Toys or Sideshow figures coming out. Let's see. I'm not really seeing anything as far as questions or anything that I can address. So, Spear Like Halo thinks that the Black Series Bo-Katan looks like she's on crack. I haven't gotten a really good look at the head sculpt. I've really just kind of looked at the paint apps on the armor. From what I can see, I'm pretty impressed, but I'll have to take another look to see what I think. That's pretty interesting analysis. Yes, Darth Blaze pre-ordered the Bo-Katan Black Series. Yeah, I really would be hard-pressed to find that this thing is going to last for very long. I mean, pre-orders will stay up because they stock their inventory based on how many people pre-order, and I can imagine that you're going to see pre-orders go down the line. People are going to be shipping that figure out, I'm sure, based on the pre-orders they're getting now from the time it's officially releases till months down the road, when that thing's like, it's like old news basically. People will just be getting the pre-orders filled because that's how far back they were in line when they ordered it. But that one is a good Black Series figure. I mean, I had said, based on what I was seeing from Kylo Collector and Yak Face, that they would be doing that, that they would be releasing a Bo-Katan. So I was happy when they finally dropped it. And I was satisfied with the way it looked. So, yeah, sorry. I know I see. Okay, Spirit Lake Halo, you said that there was a little bit of lagging. Yeah, it looks like there was a little bit of lagging on my part. And then there was also that stupid pop-up that like totally threw my train of thought off. So please disregard that little segment on here. So yeah, let's see. I don't think I've missed anything else, guys. How far are you away from Christian? What is it? Trex Bite Trex. Yeah, literally a 1 minute walk away. We are literally like not like just spitballing it or anything like he's that close. No, he literally is that close. Like I just walk. His apartment is literally like 2 blocks down from mine. So I just walk over. I don't even bother driving or anything. Yeah, we could do C2's Cantina. I'll walk in on him and totally surprise him. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that would be pretty funny. But no, unfortunately, I had some stuff come up that kept me inside the apartment tonight. So I will not be able to ding dong ditch or vice versa. So that's pretty much all I have for you guys tonight. Let's see. If you guys have any other questions or comments, drop them now before I turn the live stream off so I can address them. I will tell you this. Okay, so since I collect, you know what? To hell with it. I'm going to show you guys live what my Black Series collection looks like right now. You know, it's not often I'm here at my apartment filming this. So, oh, Christian has an announcement too. Well, Christian, you drop your announcement while I get this laptop up because I want to show you all my Black Series collection. It's kind of a mess in there right now because there's a couple figures that I have that I got to ship out still. So disregard the mess. But I can't wait to show you guys. This is a C2 Cantina's special right here. Getting to see this live. Yes, do it. Okay, so Christian says, my limited to 30 Old Master Darth Maul Lego figure. I cannot talk tonight. Lego figures will be for sale this next week. So for any of the Lego collectors that are on here right now, guys, if you haven't seen the custom already, you should probably go check out his Instagram page. All right, so here is my Star Wars collection. Yes, it is in my walk-in closet. That is the only place that, so I'll show you a little bit of the Black Series that I have right here. My lights are not working very good. I have to replace the batteries on them because they're puck lights, but I'll do the best I can. So the light up here is out, but as you can see, this is my Clone Wars era shelf. You can see I have some of the clones, and I have a few more that are coming in the mail that'll kind of complete it and catch me up to all the current releases. But you guys can see the Clone Wars era that I have. This light is working pretty good. So this is more of my, I'm sure you can tell by looking at it, more of my New Hope / Empire Strikes Back shelf, or anything that falls into the height of the Empirical reign. This would be that shelf and that kind of that theme that I'm going with here. So there's that. I really love that Tauntaun. I'd say the Tauntaun's probably my favorite Star Wars creature. So, and then if you guys can see under here, I don't know, it might be a little bit tough because I'm using my laptop, but in here, I have my Return of the Jedi little display set up down here. So there's that. And then I will show you guys. I think the lights are working better on this side too. I'll show you guys my post-Empirical Reign / Mandalorian shelf, as well as my sequel trilogy shelf. So here is my Mando / post-Empirical Reign shelf. So you can see I'm pretty caught up there as far as Black Series releases. And then there is my sequel trilogy shelf. And then here is this shelf is just a bunch of figures that are outside of the Black. I actually really like these figures. I think they have pretty much both the first two waves. And then my favorite figure, guys, right here, the Diamond Select Boba Fett. I love that figure so much. That is my favorite 6 to 7 inch Mando display I have up here. So these are all of more of my Mando / Hot Toys that I have. Here's this Thanos Hot Toy that I'm actually selling. Some of the Disney figures I have up there. Some of the pops that I have from, Mandalorian and Clone Wars. There's a few of the plush that I have. Here's my Incinerator Trooper helmet, and then have more Hot Toys. So again, this is kind of where it gets a little bit messy, guys. I'm sorry, guys, I'm selling some of it, but none of the Star Wars Hot Toys. So guys, don't ask me. I'm not selling any of them. I've already made like a ton of sales selling some of my Avengers figures. So the Star Wars Hot Toys aren't going anywhere. Mall that I showed you guys, Rampage. And then here are, and I love this. Let me move this to Tony Stark. I love this, this Darth Vader right here. I love the base too. This is the Empire Strikes Back Darth Vader. That is an awesome hot toy. And then over here we have the Return of the Jedi / Endor hot toys. The Wicket with Leia on Endor, and Jedi Master Luke. So there you go, guys. That's my collection for you in a nutshell. Right now, it is in the process of becoming basically full-time Star Wars. There's still going to be a few Avengers Hot Toys. Mainly the big three is what I'm focusing on, just because I don't have enough room for it all, and it gets expensive after a while, so I got to pick and choose. Y'all know that Star Wars is my passion. Love Marvel, but when I sat down and think about it, I think Star Wars was my fave out of the two. So, and then of course Disney, which kind of goes with both, considering they own both studios, Lucasfilms and Marvel. So that's all I have for you guys tonight. If you guys, if you're popping in for the first time, I'm so happy to have you. Subscribe to this channel. Go follow us on @TheSeaCantina on Instagram. We really appreciate the support. Plus, you can stay updated on any new content that we post. And, next week, hopefully Christian and I are back, and we'll be able to do kind of our season finale reviews. Yep. Star Wars. So Christian, of course, and I mean, this is why we're buddies here and why we do this channel together. He's, of course, on the same page with me. Star Wars over literally any other sci-fi. I'd have to agree with that. So, guys, thank you again. If you have any friends out there that haven't seen us or they don't know about us, tell them, bring them here Thursday nights, and then even more sometimes moving forward. We're going to be on air, and they're going to love to see this content. So, bye, guys. Enjoy the Mandalorian season finale tomorrow, and we will see you next week. Take care.